Welcome back, Gear Geeks, to the GearGeek channel here on YouTube, coming at you with an EDC video. But this isn't your typical EDC video. This video's goal is to give you my thoughts on-body versus off-body EDC, what's important to have for me on my person versus just close by, and give you some of my thoughts there so that you can kind of make some decisions for yourself on whether it's worth schlepping around a bunch of stuff strapped to your person or having a man purse like I've got. What's the benefit to each? What do you want to be prepared for? To what level of preparedness? And also maybe some ideas or what I would call tools that you can use for yourself to identify what items are important for you to even carry with you. Whether you want to carry them off body or on body is up to you. So let's go ahead and dive in to on body first, and then off-body with some ideas here. If there's one thing that YouTube doesn't lack, it's EDC videos. So my goal is not to give you my pocket dump of my EDC and to go through every item and review everything for you. I'm just going to give you this snapshot here. You can kind of figure it out for yourself. Those of you who are wondering, that's a Glock 29 chambered in 10mm in a 3-speed holster. I've got a Cutco cutlery pocket knife you see over here. I've got a Masters of Defense defensive knife over here. This is just for kind of utility. This is for self-defense. I've got my keys on an item that I can't remember who makes that. I just recently got it. I'm going to be doing a review on that here really soon. So stay tuned for that. In fact, if you haven't subscribed yet, go ahead and click that subscribe button because I have a ton of stuff. In fact, a lot of the things that you're going to see throughout the video here today, I will be going through a more in-depth review on, so definitely click that subscribe button. I also want to hear from you on your philosophies of EDC, what you carry on you, so go ahead and down in the comments below if you have any questions or you'd like to chime in on the discussion here, please feel free. I've got a Maxpedition wallet right here. I can't remember what that one's called. I want to say it's like the Urban or something like that. I can't remember the name of it. I love Maxpedition gear. That's definitely my favorite wallet I've ever had. Very durable, and it's expandable, which is nice. I try and keep it nice and thin. It's got a strap on it to keep it nice and compact. Pretty cool stuff. Now, what's my philosophy? Now, you'll notice right now that it's missing a couple things. First of all, my phone and headphones. That's what I'm using to record this video. The next thing you'll probably think is missing is some sort of flashlight, and my phone has a flashlight on it, so let's get into the philosophy right away on flashlight versus no flashlight. So the reason I don't carry an actual dedicated flashlight on my person is because I've never needed one. Some people might say that flashlights are your best defensive tool, and here I've got a gun and a knife and some other things that might be defensive. Why don't you have a flashlight? And to be honest with you, the reason why I don't carry a flashlight, that I don't really feel a need for from a defensive situation to keep a flashlight on my person at all times, is because I've never found myself in a situation that would warrant me needing to pull out my flashlight. If I find myself in a dark alley and there's someone I need to defend myself against, I probably deserve to get whatever's coming to me, because I don't feel I need to be putting myself in those kinds of positions. So let's get to philosophy number one of EDC, and that is this. The Boy Scout motto, always be prepared, comes to mind. I was a Boy Scout, and I struggled for years being kind of too much of a pack rat. Not necessarily in physical items in my house, but packing too much crap with me anywhere I went. If I left for a 3-day trip somewhere, I would bring like 4 bags with me stuffed to the gills with things that I could possibly use if such and such scenario happened. And I think that philosophy, or that motto of always be prepared, that I learned from the Boy Scouts, it's a double-edged sword. I agree you should always be prepared. I don't disagree with the philosophy or the principle of that. But I do disagree that you should always be prepared with physical items that you carry with you at all times for any circumstance that could possibly ever happen. If the zombie apocalypse or nuclear fallout happens, you should have a gas mask, and you should have a chainsaw, and you should, let's be real. There are plenty of situations that are going to happen in your life at some point that you won't be physically prepared for, but I do believe you can be mentally prepared. And so your number one best EDC tool is the right attitude of understanding that, you know what, you have control over your surroundings through your choice of attitude. Your ability to problem solve is more valuable than schlepping a bunch of crap with you at all times. So as you see here, my EDC is relatively minimal. Obviously that big old gun strapped on there is a little bit overkill for some people. If you took that out, you got a wallet, 2 knives, keys, a lanyard, a watch, a pair of sunglasses, and a hat, and a phone. That's not that much stuff. Everything else I can either handle with my off-body carry or through my ability to communicate with people. If I need something to happen, there's probably going to be people around. And being able to use my intellect is far more valuable and useful than having some sort of physical item on me at all times. I'd love to hear what you say about that, but that's my beliefs, and that's why I have never found any items that are missing here from what you might think to be a more traditional or accepted by the masses EDC, is because I just don't need it. I have not needed it yet, and you know what? That might change. This is all subject to change. If I find myself in a situation that I just didn't think of and I wished I'd had an item, and the next time I find myself in that situation, I promise I will have that item. But for now, after years and years of assessment, this is what I carry on me on body. Let's talk about off body. Off-body carry to me is where the rest of my systems come into play. What I keep on my person, oftentimes, I'm in a suit and tie, and the amount of space I have on body is minimal. And so I want to make sure that the systems I use are systems that are able to be transcended across all the different platforms of outfits, situations, social settings, etc. And so my on-body carry is built around that philosophy. And my off-body carry can be either, in a larger bag. This is kind of my, this is a Maxpedition Kodiak here. And this bag has a ton of stuff in it. It's probably a little overkill in some areas. But to me, these are all the things that I use on a regular basis. And I've trimmed this down pretty significantly. Now, I'm not going to dump everything out of here. This, again, is more about the philosophy. If you do want to see everything, put it in the comments below. Share this with your friends. The more engagement I see on these videos, obviously, the more likely I'm going to be to continue releasing stuff or doing things that are in alignment with what you guys want to see. And then, every now and again, I don't need as much stuff. I'm not toting around my computer and all the other types of things. I just need the basics, my water bottle, maybe a notebook, my calendar. And then this guy here, this is the heart of my off-body carry system. And so that's what I have, this Maxpedition Jumbo E.D.C. actually is the name of that one. It's the Jumbo E.D.C. bag. And so if I'm just heading off to the beach, I'm going on a hike or something like that, I just transfer a couple of key items over to this jumbo pack here. One of the main things, though, is this guy. What I did, this is kind of getting into the heart of giving you a tool that I used. And that tool is basically taking about 6 months of my life to take notes in my phone on what items did I want or was I glad I had on my person or in my off-body carry EDC system that that was helpful for my everyday life. And so based on that ongoing list, I was able to compile things, the smaller items, into this grab-and-go EDC. In fact, I have a video already recorded that I will be releasing at some point here. A couple of things I want to edit out of it and update. But anyway, this is a Maxpedition Janus pack. And this is meant to be an integration into the Jumbo line, but I don't use it that way. I just use it as kind of a grab-and-go, quick access organizer. And so I'll definitely do a pocket dump on that one down the road. And I always have this thing quickly accessible. I'm able to access it whichever bag it's in. I have another bag as well that I usually will use, one of their attachés, the Maxpedition attachés. But either way, this Janus is within arm's reach of me at all times. And so this flashlight is kind of my main go-to flashlight if I need something that's a little bit brighter than my phone flashlight. And so that's why I don't feel I need, an on-body carry flashlight. I've got one quickly accessible. I can get to it in less than probably 20 seconds at just about any moment in time. So I feel like that's completely adequate for my lifestyle and where I go and what kind of situations I find myself in. So that pretty much wraps up my philosophies on EDC, on-body versus off-body carry. And this is the GearGeek signing off. I hope you find this video helpful. Please subscribe, please like, please share, please comment. Your engagement makes this project come alive. So thanks for your time. We'll chat soon. See you on the next video.